Welcome to Tackett's House of Horsepower. It's me, Steve Tackett. Did you see my last video? We can't leave it like that. We just can't. So the last video, did you watch it? I appreciate it if you did. I really appreciate it if you left me comments because everybody was really supportive. I was expecting a lot more poop talking. I was preparing myself mentally for the just, you stupid, what were you thinking? Like, go back to Arizona, yeah. So, if you didn't see it, quick 2-second rundown. 64 Chevelle, dumbass. Dumbass left water wetter in the Chevelle over the winter. It froze. Freeze plug on the ground. We think the block is cracked. We don't know. I still haven't been able to put water in it. Tell Sarah. Sarah, put the clip from last week where the water's pouring out of the back. See that? Okay, play that clip right here. The electric water pump. Look at the back of the electric water pump. Oh my God. Oh. See that? So, we found a freeze plug on the ground. I found a freeze plug on the ground. I jacked the car up, found where it was missing, was right by the starter. So, I popped in a new freeze plug, tried to fill it with water. Water just come gushing out of the back of the engine. So there must be a giant crack back there, or maybe there's a second freeze plug that's popped out. I don't know. I can't see, the transmission's in the way. So I need to pull the transmission. It's been eating at me all week. I need to pull the transmission and look at the back of the engine. I gotta see. Is it another freeze plug popped out or a crack? I don't know. Also, the oil looked milky, but is it water getting in from a crack, or what? Could it be condensation that built up in there over the winter? I don't know. Maybe I'm just wishful thinking. I don't know. Does this 406 want to live? Does it want to? Did it sign a do not resuscitate, or are we gonna fight? We're gonna fight. Let's see. If we were in Vegas right now, what are the odds that it's just another freeze plug popped out, and there's nothing wrong with the block, and I can put a new filter on it, fill it full of oil, and see if it's okay? I don't know. So, I gotta pull this transmission. I gotta see the back of the engine. I just got to. If you watched last week's video, this will be the follow-up on that. We have to see the back of the engine. Where's all that water coming from? Where? So, let's dig into that. We're on a time crunch though, because I don't know if you can see, the sky is really gloomy. We're supposed to be getting thunderstorms today and tomorrow. And guess what? Today and tomorrow is my only days off. So I gotta get on this. Otherwise, I'm not gonna get it. I don't know how far I'm gonna get before the rain starts. So, and I don't have a shop yet. Somebody, please, go buy that house in Arizona. Go buy that house in Arizona so that I can build a shop, so that all these cars could be inside, and then the weather won't stop me. You know, I won't have to have windy, noisy videos and rainy videos and rained out weekends. You know what I mean? I need someone to buy that house so we can build a shop, so we can get work done. Anyways, that's enough talking. Let's get under this car. Okay, here's where we left it last week. So what if it's just a couple of freeze plugs and we do an oil change and everything's fine? Oh, and the water pump has a hole in the back of it, so we have to get a water pump. What if that's all it is? What if it is? What are the chances? What are the odds? Anybody out there betting men? All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just try and get some stuff out of the way and just try to get the transmission back. I need to see the back of the engine. I have to. So let's do that. Let's see the back of the engine. All right, I got the distributor out of the way so I can get these top bell housing bolts. Now, I'm just gonna try and like rush through this because, like I said, there's supposedly a big storm coming. And I have to know. I have to see the back of this engine. I don't think I can wait another week. Like this, there's no way. All I thought about all week long was this. It's funny because we film on the weekend. I filmed it all on the weekend. Sarah edits it like, you know, Wednesday, Thursday. We post it on Friday. So like, I'm just stewing on it and stewing on it and stewing on it, you know. And I'm like, could it be just another freeze plug? What if it's just another freeze plug? What if the oil's really not that milky? It was just kind of brown. It could be a lot of condensation. You know what I mean? I don't know. Am I just like wishful thinking? I don't want to admit the engine's gone. I don't know. But let me get these top bell housing bolts and then we'll go underneath it. I think I have to remove at least one header. I'm not sure. It's got an ultra bell housing and they've got the big ears on it, so it doesn't want to clear the headers and the exhaust, so it's kind of a pain pulling this transmission. So I don't know, I'm gonna try and rush through it before the rain gets here. Okay, first I'm gonna get the torque converter. Torque converter needs to get pushed back. Then probably have to drop the exhaust. Then drive shaft's gotta come out. Get this drive shaft out, transmission cross member, and then a couple more belt housing bolts, and then hopefully we can get a good look at the back of the engine. Okay, torque converter is pushed back, exhaust is dropped, drive shaft is out, shifter cable disconnected, tranny lines disconnected, trans brake disconnected. The only thing holding it up, all the bell housing bolts are out. The only thing holding it up is the rear cross member. But it's literally starting to rain right now, so I'm trying to hurry. Okay. Woo! It actually cleared the headers. I can't believe it. For some reason I thought it didn't, but all right. Can we see anything. No, of course not. I gotta remove the flex plate. Well, is it missing? Where did it go? Oh my God. Hold on. Is there a missing freeze plug? No. I can't get my fingers in there. I can't reach it. I see that one. There's a freeze plug there. But I think that one's missing. Can you see it back there? Let me get the flex plate out of the way. Hold on. Well, I don't believe it, but look. There's a missing freeze plug right there. Where did it go? I have no idea. I only found one. It's nowhere. There's no freeze plug anywhere around here. So, what are the chances? What are the chances that we just pushed out 2 freeze plugs? And I don't know. What if we just put one back in, right? Do an oil change. We'll drain everything, do an oil change, filter, and just fill it up with fluids and see what happens. I don't know. What if this engine is okay? What is it possible? Is it possible? I don't know. I'm freaking out. Okay, well, I'm gonna just go ahead and do an oil change, filter, put a freeze plug in it, fill it up with fluids, and just see what it does. I'm not even gonna put the transmission back in. I'm just gonna let it run like it is. I know the water pump is leaking. We saw that last week. That's fine. I mean, a water pump is nothing compared to rebuilding an engine. So I'll take it if this works. I mean, if it doesn't work, I'm just gonna waste some oil and filter. But if it works, we could be making passes in this thing again here soon. So I'm trying to hurry. It's already starting to rain on me. I just gotta know. I gotta finish this up. So I apologize. I'm not doing a whole lot of filming or explaining, but just hang on. Say a prayer for me. Say a prayer for the little 406. I think she wants to live. She wants to live. Okay, 1 Chinese freeze plug installed. So I popped the oil filter off. We're gonna do an oil change. I'm gonna put the flex plate back on, and then we're gonna fill it up with fluids. We're gonna hit the key and see if we make milkshake or not. Okay, the flex plate is in and torqued. Oil filter changed. The rest of the fluid is drained. So what I want to do now is I need to put the distributor cap back on, and then I'm going to fill it up with fluids, and then we're going to hit the key and see what happens. I want to at least run it, see it come up to temperature, and check the oil, I guess, make sure we're not making milkshake. I'm not going to bother putting all this stuff back in. The transmission, the exhaust, and everything can just kind of hang out right there for now, I guess. Since I don't want to waste my time putting it all back together, because what happens if the engine does make another milkshake? If it does, all that stuff's gonna have to come back out anyways. So, all right, Let me put some fluids in it and the cap back on it, and we're gonna try it. I think I'm gonna go ahead and fill it with water first and see if the water comes out anywhere else. See if it comes out the oil pan or something before I put oil in it. So, I mean, that way I don't waste a bunch of oil for no reason. So here goes our first test, and see if it holds water. The birds are singing. That's a good sign, right? It's coming out of the water pump pretty good. Water pump's got a massive leak. Look at the back of the water pump. It's just peeing out of the back of there. You see it? Okay, we got water and we got oil. So hopefully the two don't mix. So let's hit the key and find out. I'll let it run for a while, but hopefully we're okay. Let me see if I can climb in here. Too old for this. How come I have no oil pressure? That's weird. So all the oil's on the ground. What just happened? It's all over the filter. Why? Why did it do that? Hold on. Let me check the old filter. No? I was gonna say maybe the O-ring was double O-ringed. I don't know. Wow, all the oil's on the ground. Okay, I got a mess to clean up, and then I gotta figure out what just happened. So this is a new one for me. I went underneath the car, and the filter, the O-ring is just hanging out the side like that, and the filter was loose. And I was like, what? That's impossible. You know, I've just put it on, and I put it on hand tight. I swear I put it on hand tight. Then I go to tighten it up, and it's kind of like wiggly, and I find this. My filter adapter is in two pieces. So this was just kind of like not holding the filter. So this thing just broke right now. I swear I put it on hand tight. I don't know what happened. This is definitely a new one for me. So let me see if I have another one of these, and then I'll put the filter back on, and then I'll put some more oil back in it, and we'll see what happens. But luckily I have a few more jugs of oil, because that's most of what's on the ground. Okay, I put another adapter on there, put the filter back on. Let's try it again. It's starting to rain for real. So that was That was interesting. Climb in here. Let's try that again. Woo. Okay. That took about a year off my life, I think. All right, here goes. Watch the oil pressure gauge. Okay, it's been running for a while. It's up to 180 degrees. It's not going to build pressure because we have a giant hole in the water pump. So we're not going to hold pressure. But let's check the oil. Talk to me, Goose. What is it? Is it milkshake? Well, it looks like clear oil. Oh man, that's awesome. Oh, I think we're okay. We're okay. That looks like regular oil to me. Wow. Okay. All right. All right. Let me let this sink in for a minute. Well, what are we calling this? A win? I don't know. Is this a zombie 406? It's back from the dead. I think it wants to live. It wants to live. It has 9 lives. This 406 has 9 lives, and I've probably spent about 8.5 of them. I swear. All week long, I thought it was done. I thought we'd be pulling the engine this weekend and tearing it apart and finding all the problems. But I think I want to order a water pump. Obviously, we got a giant leak. So we'll order a water pump, put the transmission back in it, take it up to Etheridge, throw another bottle of nitrous through it and see what happens. I don't know. This is stressful, man. I'm telling you, it's, you know, things like it just spit the oil filter off for some reason. I don't know. Dumped 8 quarts of oil on the ground. It's kind of stressful. Look at me. Look, see all this gray? You see all this gray? I'm only 26 years old. A lot of people don't know that. I'm only 26 years old. I'll be 27 next January. So, you know, think about that before you get into cars. So I guess I'll order a water pump this week, and we'll see what happens. We'll put the transmission and stuff back in it, and maybe we take it up to the track, see what happens. I don't know what to call this, honestly, the Zombie 406 now. But thank you all for your thoughts and prayers. Obviously, it worked. It worked. We're back from the dead. So please hit like, subscribe, give me a comment, tell me what you think about this mess. I don't know. If you would have asked me this morning, I would have told you for sure the engine was done. I panicked. Last week I panicked because I only found one freeze plug, and I put one freeze plug back in it. And as soon as I put that water hose in, it was coming out. And I thought, oh, it's it. It's done. Like, that's it. And there must be a crack. So, and then the oil looked like milkshake. So I can't explain it. It must be a lot of condensation built up in it during the cold months. I don't know. And I'd come out and start it and run it, but it's probably my fault, because you start it and you run it, but you don't get it all the way up to temperature. You know, I just let it run, or I pull it in and out of the driveway and I shut it back off, and then it goes through another week or two of cold weather. So that creates condensation on the inside of the engine. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. So I guess we'll just keep plugging away, throw a water pump on it, and see what happens. That's all I can do, I guess. I do want to build the other motors. I was thinking about ordering up a cast iron Dart block and like a 434 kit, and then using the aluminum head, the cylinder heads and that intake and all the Jazzle valve train from the aluminum motor. Maybe build something that way, put that engine in the car, and maybe this engine needs to go in one of the little Novas. That's what I was thinking. All week long I've been going over this in my head, like what's going to happen if this engine's bad. So those plans could probably still go forward, maybe just not at this moment. If it's running, we'll keep running it. I can get a few more passes out of it, I think. Take it up to Etheridge. I haven't been yet. I'm right down the street and I haven't been to that track yet. So maybe that needs to happen. So if any of that sounds good, hit subscribe and follow along. Tell your friends, say hi, comment, hit like. All that stuff helps me out, and I appreciate it, man. This week has been, I mean it, like this has been a tough week for me. So thank you all. Next time we'll throw a water pump in it, I guess. See ya.